Hello and welcome to the Nova Show Real Estate Records. I am Tristan Hammett, your host for today's episode, and today we have Jeff Morris. With a 27-year career in the U.S. Air Force and a strong reputation in Utah real estate, Jeff combines mission-level discipline with deep client service. He's helped dozens of homeowners, sellers, and investors navigate this market, bringing clarity when things get confusing. Today we'll talk about how his background shaped his business and what he's seeing now and where he thinks the market's headed next. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome, Jeff Morris.
Hello, thanks for having me.
How are you today?
Fabulous, thank you.
Thank you for joining me. I'm so excited. I'm actually kind of nervous. I've never met you before, and you were a recommendation online. And then I looked you up and I'm like, this is a great recommendation.
Well, thanks.
So thank you for coming and
I'm
saying
honored
yes.
to be here. No reason for you to be nervous. Should be the other way.
No, I've done plenty of these, but I just want to start by saying thank you for your service. 27 years is a very long time to give to our country.
Life, right?
Yeah. So tell us, where are you from? And tell us about your service, and then we'll kind of fast forward and how you got into the real estate world.
Sure. So I claim Texas is my home. I moved pretty much all my life, but majority of my growing up was in the state of Texas. Lived everywhere and lived in Alabama and Oregon and California. But how old was I? I think I was 21 when I joined the Air Force, made the decision I needed to do that, and only expected to spend 4 years in the Air Force. And 4 years turned into 27 years and a few months and a few days.
Wow. Yeah. So were you moving around previously because were your parents military?
Well, my dad was a Marine, but that was well before I was born.
Okay.
And we just moved everywhere. That was my parents' dynamic. It was odd, but they moved all the time. So I think I never stayed in one school from beginning to end until I was in either the 7th or 8th grade. I always changed schools at least twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of moving around and new communities. And so you were thinking only 4 years in the service, 27 years, so 23 more years than you were expecting.
Right.
And how was that experience for you?
Obviously, it was great. That's the reason I stayed. Like I said, I only went in for one purpose, and then after spending that much time, a little reality check, but then I also realized just how much I enjoyed serving and being in the Air Force, and it was the best thing for my family, and I just continued. And every 4 years, I had to make a decision, stay or go, and that's what I just kept doing. My plan was after I decided to stay in, I made a decision to stay in it for 30 years, but by the time I hit 27, life changes. I had an opportunity, and I decided to say, okay, that's enough.
Okay. Do you mind me asking, what was the opportunity?
Well, yeah, so I had an opportunity I had a job offer in Hawaii, and I was like, sure, why not? At this point, I was stationed in Montgomery, Alabama, which, nothing special there.
Alabama.
So we were excited about that and made the decision, say, yeah, let's do it. And that's when I decided to make the decision to retire. I ended up not taking that job.
Oh.
And then moved to Utah and became a real estate agent.
And you didn't take the job, but then what brought you to Utah?
So my second to last assignment, I got stationed at Hill Air Force Base.
Okay.
So we spent 3 years living on Hill Air Force Base, and we just fell in love with the state. I grew up in the South pretty much my whole life, and the only thing that, there's tons of humidity. Mosquitoes love me. I'm sure it's my blood type. So coming up here, we have 4 seasons, beautiful landscape, very little mosquitoes. I can't say that this year's been probably the worst I've seen for mosquitoes, but other than that, it's been fantastic. So plus, when we left here on my second to last assignment, 2 of my sons stayed here. So it just made it easier for us to come back and plant roots here.
And about how long ago was that?
So that was from 2014 to 2017.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you've been here 10, 11
well,
years?
so 2017 is when I left and went to my last assignment in Alabama. I spent 2 years there. So we moved back here officially. I retired from the Air Force in 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So really since 2019, a little over 6 years.
Yeah. Okay. So, same here. I moved
Yeah.
here in 2019.
All right.
Okay. So in 2019, then, and you retired from the Air Force. And how did you get into real estate?
So I initially I was going to go into corporate America. I thought it would be an easy transition. And then I really just started reflecting on doing some introspection on me, what I want after 27 years of wearing a uniform and basically being told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, all these things. I didn't want to continue that in a corporate job. So real estate became an easy choice for me so that I can just lead myself, manage myself. And it really was an easy transition because I've been managing my own real estate properties for 20 plus years because I would buy a home, we would live in it for a while, and we would move and I would rent it and just kind of rinse, repeated, did the cycle. So when I made the decision, where would I be the happiest? I was like, I enjoy real estate.
Oh, wow. So you actually do you have homes like in the states that you were like stationed?
I still own a few out of state. I've sold a lot, but yeah, I still own a few, like 3 or 4 in another state.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very cool. So you're just like, might as well get in the...
Yeah. I think the biggest piece for me also is that after 27 years, I learned, service to my country and serving. And I also wanted to come back, and this is a great way to allow me to serve my community here and the clients that I encounter.
I love that you're correlating the two. And
Yes.
yeah, it's amazing. Okay, so when do you officially get licensed?
2019.
Quickly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I made a decision pretty quick. I didn't play around. So yeah, summer of 2019.
Okay, summer of 2019. And the market was good, right? And then 2020.
And then it went the wild west.
Cray.
Yes.
Yes. So Wild West. So I'm sure that was just like, I mean, you're already learning real estate. And then now you have to like pivot and just kind of go with the crazy flow of what that market was for 2020, 2021.
Yeah, a good year and a half plus.
Yeah.
It was a ton of learning. That's what it was, and just trying to adjust with the market, how it was, doing the best thing. It was extremely challenging to get a home under contract for buyers. It was great working with sellers, but definitely challenging on the opposite, right? Trying to help buyers. That was the hardest part.
Yes. Yeah. And okay, so you get in the market. How do you come about your first transaction?
Oh my. Honestly, we bought a home here, and then I helped my son buy his first home as well.
Oh, okay.
So actually, those are the first 2 official transactions I had here.
Okay, awesome. And did you join a team right away? Were you solo?
Not right away. So I tried it solo for, 3 or 4 months at least. And then I joined a team. I realized the value of being on a team, how important it was to learn some things. So I was on a team for a little while.
Okay, so no longer though?
No longer.
No, okay. I think there's a lot to a team and joining a team. You're around other agents, you're hearing conversations, especially when you're new, and you can ask questions and what would you do in this situations. I'm a big advocate, but
Right.
Obviously that's served you in one way, and then now you're solo.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And so you work a lot with veterans.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
And so veterans is like a niche, and how is it your connections through Hill Air Force Base? Sorry, I don't know why that's a tongue twister for me. Is it through your connections through there, or how do you find veterans that you're wanting to help?
It's a great question. So for me, yes, I met a lot of folks since, I served, but then also my reputation right? And being a military relocation professional, and then just promoting myself on some military networks that I am the person that can help them, whether they're transitioning in or out around here. You know, I had 10 military, what we call PCS moves, permanent change of station assignments. So I understand what that's like. I can relate to them and I can work through them. So really, it's just been a lot of online. And then there's been referrals as well. So people that I've helped before, hey, go, talk to Jeff.
Okay, which is amazing.
It's great.
Okay, so I did write down veteran PCS because I didn't know what that was.
Right.
Okay, so that's people. Can you say that again?
Yes. So it's a permanent change of station.
Permanent change of station.
Right. And so every military member is going to experience that in one way. It's because someone gets an assignment, it doesn't matter what branch, they're going to go and get an assignment at a particular location. And usually it's for just a few years. Most of the time it's anywhere from 3 to 4 years, and then you have to go and you're going to get stationed somewhere else. Right. Mm-hmm. So, and that's what they call the permanent change of station.
Okay. And through some social media, you're first of all, you're great at your social media.
I wouldn't go that far, but thanks.
But I mean, you do a great job. There's some agents that don't. But I was reading about the PCS program, and it sounds like you're a partner with them. Are many agents? I've never heard of this before, mm-hmm. and I do talk to quite a few agents, mm-hmm. but I've never heard of being a partner with the veteran PCS. So is this not a whole lot of you?
No, I'm sure there are. They have a select group per state. They don't want to have a ton of, the agents saturated, right, unless the market demands it. Mm. We do get a lot of, people, military coming in and out of Hill, but majority of the members, I want to say over half the members at Hill are civilian service, right? So they're people that live here. Maybe they were former military or not. But it's just if you're talking about the veteran PCS program, it's just a great way. It's another company that focuses solely on military members. So I really like that. I like to support veteran-owned businesses mm-hmm. and companies. I want to be around like-minded people.
Absolutely,
and it's a great way to, again, if I can serve my country and really serve the veterans, I love that. 45% or so of my business is working with veterans. I'd love to get that higher, but I'm happy to do that.
Okay, and how did you? A couple questions. How do you qualify for this veteran PCS program? And then I want to talk about other programs that are out there and other benefits that veterans have mm-hmm. for home ownership.
Sure. Well, how do you qualify? You straight up, you either need to be in the military currently or have served in the military.
That's it?
That's really it.
Oh, okay.
Simple as that.
So it just must be something that a lot don't know about.
Well, yeah, but this is something you may not know, but less than 1% of all of Americans have ever served in the military. Wow. So it really is a small number of people that have actually served. Mm. So it's not a large number.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what are some of the benefits of being a veteran, and how can they use their benefits towards homeownership?
Well, I think one of the biggest benefits is the VA loan program, and I've taken advantage of it many times throughout my life. And it's great, especially when you're in, because you can get a zero down on a home. You don't have to put money down, right? Where a traditional FHA or a conventional loan, you're talking 3 to 5% you have to put down. And a lot of people don't have that. So the VA is a great opportunity to take advantage of being able to get a home easily afforded.
Okay. And I do know for disabled veterans, there's some like tax exemptions.
Correct.
And then how do you educate clients about that?
Yeah. First way to educate, number one is I go through a consultation, better understand what their situation is, whether they're active duty or retired. And I just helped one we closed last week, right? That's our veteran no longer served. They have a veteran VA disability rating, right, which allows them to get some tax abatements here. Mm-hmm. There's some So there's some benefits to that. A lot of them here, depending on the county, each county operates that a little differently. And depending on what that rating is, they will reduce or could completely eliminate their property tax amount. So it turns out to be a huge, benefit for the buyer.
Absolutely. And what kind of, I'm going to kind of switch the conversation. For marketing, like I was just talking about, you do great on your social media.
Well,
Is that you doing that, or do you have somebody that does that for you?
No, it's me. I've tried other, an agency here and there, and didn't really seem to get the value for what I was paying. So right now it's me, and that's why when you complimented me on it, I think you're being extremely nice and gracious, but it can be better. But no, so it's just me, and it's time consuming.
It can be time consuming, absolutely. But I love that you are taking advantage of it. Have you used the platform for education?
Not to the level I should.
Okay.
And and that's the thing. It's another timepiece. I would love to, and it's not always, it's not where my specialty lies. It's in that. Yeah. So therefore I don't do as much as I should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do your social media, and you've got your homes on there. You've got clients that you've helped, veterans that you've helped, and I'm sure you help other people as well that aren't veterans.
Of course, yeah.
Yes, of course. So, how do you feel that do you feel like having a specific niche like helping veterans has helped you in your business?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I'm not exclusive to that. Just not, the market's not big enough in order to meet my, goals for that. But I like that. It really helps if someone has a niche, right, that you are passionate about. If you're passionate about helping a particular demographic or area, then you're going to do better. You're going to want to do better. And it comes across when you're encountering those clients and helping them.
Yeah, because I can tell by talking to you and who you are. It's from the heart. You are passionate about helping veterans, like you said. You love serving your country. You love serving the people and helping the veterans, their small businesses and things like that.
Yes, absolutely.
So, well, I want to say thank you for your service. Okay, so your brokerage has a lot of client events. Do you partake in those client events?
Some, but not all.
Some, but not all.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So it really just depends. There are a lot out there. I can't do every single one. Again, it's not where I choose to spend all my time. So the ones that are important, where I feel like my clients that I serve can benefit from, and I can devote the time to do it. Absolutely. I think it's great.
Okay.
So I do a few a year.
Which ones do you choose?
Well, like one coming up right now, later this month, we're doing a pie giveaway. I'm offering it out to my clients to come up, have dinner with me. I'm doing some chili, and they get a free pie, whether it be a pumpkin pie or an apple pie.
Oh, that's so nice. I love that.
Super easy.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. So what are some other of your favorite ones?
So once a year, our brokerage has a big, kind of a party. It's not, but over at Sugar House Park, and a little barbecue. And it's like the whole office comes out. We have a ton of vendors. A lot of times we do like a barbecue cook-off, and we have people vote on it. There's games, everything for the kids. So it's just a great afternoon for a few hours out there at Sugar House Park. And who doesn't like coming out and enjoying music and games for the kids and free food, those kind of things.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And I actually haven't heard of that client event before.
Okay.
So that's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
Okay. Now, what are some other ways that you stay in front of your SOI, past clients?
So I like to remember their home anniversaries, right? I don't want to bombard them with all the time every single month, right? So I try and do little reminders when it's their home anniversary, let them know that, invite them to these events, and once a year during around July and August, give them an opportunity to, if they want to challenge their property taxes if they think that it's too high. I can help them go in and counter that and maybe get the county to lower their property taxes.
I think that's a great value add. I did not know about that. Well, and I've been in this industry for like 6 years. I didn't even know about that until I think last year. So
people don't.
It's
right?
a great value add.
Yeah.
And for you to reach out to them, letting them know, and they're like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that's, I love that you do that.
Just again, it's trying to provide a service, value to them that, hey, I'm not coming to you asking for anything. I'm here to serve you. I want to continue serving long after, the transaction is done, long after your home is sold or you bought your own, whatever it may be.
Okay. Yeah. And what about, so these past clients, and you're saying long after they've bought or sold with you, do you have, do you find people reaching out to you for help with like connections to contractors or other vendors like plumbers, roofers, things like that?
Yes.
And do you have like a list of your preferreds?
Right. People that I've trusted and used. So yes, that's a great point, right? That I do like to provide that and let them know that if you encounter something like that, let me know, because it's hard. You can go on Google, but you don't know what you're getting. Where, the list of vendors that I have, I know I've either personally used them or some of my colleagues have used them, and they're verified and trusted, and I know they're going to do a good job and take care of them.
Well, and I'm sure that that's a huge value add to people that are coming into Utah, relocating here.
Right.
They don't know anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I love that you do that. Yeah. And what are some of your, actually, I want to talk about, you help investors as well?
I do.
You do. Okay. What are you seeing in Utah right now? So if I'm an investor, what kind of conversations are you having?
Really, dig in and understand what it is that you're looking for, what your budget is, what your buy box is, so to speak, right? And then talk about what those challenges are to find, right, a property. And I would say the challenges are in this state, which is why I have properties in other states. Obviously, affordability here is a challenge. So the biggest challenge for investors here is finding a property that will give you that return that you're looking for, right? Are you looking for something that's going to be a long-term investment that you're going to potentially just rent out? Then it's a different conversation versus a property that you're looking to rehab and flip and put back on the market in a few months, right?
Yeah.
Those are definitely more challenging because that margin of where you can acquire the property at versus resell it, right? Is there enough profit in there to do that?
Yeah.
So those are the conversations I have, dig into, and what those budgets look like.
Okay. So you're meeting with them and getting to know what their needs are.
Yes.
And educating them on what are your, well, first, do you have properties in Utah, investment ones?
I do.
You do?
I've been, and I just acquired another one myself. So I invest, I do the same thing here. And so I'm not just helping, I'm also, doing.
Yeah.
So I do. And sorry, go back to your question. What was it again?
So do you have properties here? And then I was going to ask, you do you short-term or long-term?
So here in Utah, my focus has been short-term.
Okay.
Right. I just, majority of the long-term investments here, the properties, I won't say they won't cash flow on a monthly basis, right? So you've got to have a long-term game plan because of the acquisition price and then getting it to rent and cash flow. A lot of them aren't necessarily going to cash flow. And if you can hold it for a while, you may take a loss each month, but where you'll gain in this state is the appreciation. We know that Utah's got a really good appreciation. And we would expect it to continue over the next, 5-10 years, however long you hold the property.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say you're doing short-term, are you doing short-term rentals or are you flipping and then selling? Flipping.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. And then, the margins are kind of tough, but obviously you do it.
Correct. Yeah.
So how do you, what are, let's just say 3 important pieces?
3 important pieces. Number 1 is purchase price.
Okay.
it really comes down to, if you're going to do a flip, is the purchase price. Because if you don't get it for the right price, the chances of you making a profit on it are slim. The worst thing you want to do is get a property and then lose money on it, right? And that's obviously a big fear. So purchase price would be number one, and then what's the rehab budget? How much, realistically, can you spend? What should you spend? Because it's really different depending on the neighborhood, right? I've got these great investor clients, and we do a lot of business around Sugar House, Liberty Wells, Mill Creek area. That market right there is different than like in, let's say, Taylorsville or Bountiful, right? There's the margins are a lot different. What people are willing to pay is a lot different. So number two would be nailing down that rehab budget.
Yeah.
Right. And then determines number three, which is what's the ARV, the after repair value. What is it? What can it sell for? And you have to make sure that you look at those three things, because if you can't resell it, minus your repairs and holding costs, whatever it may be, if you can't turn a profit, then maybe you shouldn't get it.
Yeah. Okay, great points. And so how do you find these properties? Because, are they off market? Are you cold calling maybe homes that aren't for sale that you just know are in?
So there's no one way to find the best deals. Usually are the off market properties, again, but those are the hardest to come by. So off market would be number one ideal, and those are usually the best. Usually those are the people that just really need to get out from under their home, and you can get it, and you're not paying retail price, so that's beneficial. I personally, I did for a while. I did some cold calling on that, and that's just I chose not to go down that route anymore. It's a lot. And then I work with some wholesale companies, that grab properties. There's still some potential, good deals out there with them. And then even some we get off of the actual MLS. And then it's just really doing the same thing, right? Trying to get it for the best price and having a good realistic value on what it can resell for.
Okay. Thank you so much for all that advice.
Welcome.
And where do you see yourself in the next few years?
Define a few years.
Well, okay, let's do 1.
Okay.
And then let's do like 5.
Great. So 1 year from now, I expect to be in the same basic position I'm in, which is, I'm steady working. Majority of my business comes from past clients and referrals.
Love it.
Because the reason I add you to clarify, because I do have a 5-year, almost 6 years now. It's less than that. So 2031, I'll just share with you. My plan is by that time, I plan on going and living in Europe for at least a year.
Really? For at least a year?
At least a year.
I love it. You'll do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is so cool.
Yep.
What do you have to do to get there and to accomplish this goal?
So really, it's continue over these next few years, meeting my income target so that I can. I could go right now, but my business is doing really good, and I want to just go a few more years to get me closer to a stopping point where I can step away from the real estate business.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an incredible goal. That's exciting.
It is exciting.
Okay, sorry. I need to rewind again. I was, how do you feel that you being in the service for 27 years has helped you in your business? You kind of answered it, but I know that earlier you were talking about a lot of discipline and being told what to do. And, how do you feel like that's helped you in your real estate business?
So that's how it's really helped me, is because I've taken what I've learned in order to be successful in the military and stay in that long, and applied that to my business here. So it's consistency. So I'm consistent. I show up to work. I think that's the biggest challenge that a lot of real estate agents face today, and why there's such a high turnover is they lack the discipline to come in and show up to work, because when you're a real estate agent, you're your own boss. And there's no one telling you, you should come in at this time. You need to, right? And majority of the people, roughly 80% of the people, need to be told what to do, when to do it. You can go to lunch now, or you can come back, right? Those that aren't the drivers that can just come in and self-motivate, they struggle. So for me, it's just taking being disciplined, come into work. I know what I need to do every day. I know this is what I have to do in order to achieve this. And so my consistency with the discipline and showing up.
And is that what is consistency and showing up for you look like?
So, I create a calendar. I know what I need to do. There's certain tasks that need to be done in order for me to achieve the goals that I want. In order for me to get to where I want to be in 2031, right? There's certain things I need to do now to generate that business and the income set up. So the consistency is having a calendar, knowing what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm not just flying by the seat of my pants.
Okay. And are you going into an office, or do you have an office space at home, or?
So I do have an office at home. I'll be honest, I rarely use it because it's just, I lose the focus. I'm not as focused at home. My dogs will come in and won't leave me alone. So it's just, I just can't stay focused there. So yes, I have my own office. I come into the office and I just go in and do my own thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that you go into the office because you're working.
I'm working.
I'm working.
Right.
This is my quote unquote 9 to 5, you know? So I love that you go into the office, and that's actually a common denominator that I found with top producers. And I just want to say, coming here, I mean, you're not from Utah, and you don't have this, you probably didn't have this like giant SOI that a lot of agents have advantages with, you know? So in 2019, only 6 years ago, you coming in here, and I don't know the first time that you got top 500, but we're only 6 years in, and I know you were for 2024.
Right.
So technically that's actually 5 years in. And I've seen your numbers. You're going to hit it again,
Yes.
you know? And so how do you get from there, from almost taking a corporate job and leaving the military of 27 years? Like, how do you get there?
Great question. And I think one of the things that's always helped me throughout my whole life is my work ethic. I have a very good work ethic. And you asked the question. So, I mean, I've been close to Realtor 500 a few other times previous, but I mentioned the word focus earlier, right? And I allowed myself to get distracted during a couple of those years by creating a team and working and spending time on training other agents instead of honing my skills in my business. And so for me, once I eliminated those distractions and I put my 100% focus into my business, that's when everything just, took off and where I'm at. So it's just staying focused and consistent.
Okay. And that's well, I'm sure when you first started, though, it wasn't referrals.
No.
So what were some of the things that you were doing in the beginning?
So then I was a lot of cold calling and calling internet leads. So, and it's still, there's some business models out there where a lot of people go on and look online, Google to look for homes, and they have to fill in their information. So I spent a lot of time on the phone.
Online leads.
Online leads.
Okay. And did you do that on the team, or were you solo, or both?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's how you kind of got started.
Right.
And then as the years have gone on, it's referrals.
Yeah. Right. Started building up my client base, my SOI, my reputation, right? All those things that have continued to lead to generate business. So, I've gotten leads from just my online profile, from whether it be LinkedIn or Instagram or Veteran PCS, other connections, right? See me, but it all started at that foundation, and I was used to calling anyway, so it was easy to call.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time, but now I can get my business elsewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is like a piece of advice that you would give to your new agent self or any other new agent?
So eliminate the distractions, right? Focus on, not everyone has a niche, right? We talked about that. If you have one, fantastic, go in and hopefully it's something that can generate. Normal success doesn't come overnight, right? A lot of people will look at, oh my gosh, how successful a person is, but they don't see all the work they put into it.
There's a lot of reps that go into it.
There is,
Yeah.
right? I think being consistent, right? So you've got to stay focused. You've got to show up. You've got to have the right mindset. It's challenging. It's grueling. But I'll be honest with you. What I tell a lot of new agents is they really should look for a team because there's so much to learn out here, and you can get a ton of value from being with the team. Even if it's for a year or two, what you're going to learn, like you mentioned earlier, right? Being around people. And I think for me, like my current brokerage, another reason why I'm so successful now is I was at a previous brokerage and I plateaued, and there was really no one around there that was either open to communicate and share, or they just weren't doing, what the volume or the business that I wanted to do. And so I just felt like I was stunted there. And so when I got introduced and I moved to my current brokerage, I'm around people that are, number one, very open, transparent, and sharing. They didn't view me as competition, right? So mindset of there's abundancy out there instead of scarcity. And a lot of agents have that scarcity mindset. I can't share anything with you because you're going to steal my business. No, they're not going to steal your business.
Yeah.
So being around a lot of these great agents that have done a ton of volume, built huge teams, I've learned so much from them, which has just allowed me to take that knowledge and continue to grow. And so I think for new agents you need to be surrounded by people that have been there and done it. Tony Robbins says, right, success leaves clues. So you can try and figure it out on your own. Maybe you'll get there in 10 years, but why not turn decades into days and go and be around people that have already been there and done it?
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned Tony Robbins, and I'm reading, or as a team, we're reading Awaken the Giant Within. And I'm on I finished chapter 2 this morning. Okay. And he talks about decisions. And you had mentioned something way earlier on about, because you went from retiring from the military and then like real fast real estate, and you're like, I just decided and I did it.
Right.
And it just it just clicked. And because it's so true. Anything that people do to lead to success, they had to make a decision.
Correct.
And you have to take action on it.
Right.
And you did it so quickly. And to me, it feels like for some reason, this is like, it had to work for you, you know?
Yeah.
And what do you feel like that was for you, that like this had to work and not corporate America?
This had to work? That's a great question. I don't want to say it had to work. I just had so much confidence in myself that it's going to work.
That's going to work. Okay.
I wouldn't say I've never failed, right? But I know when I put myself into it and I do I can do, and I've accomplished so much. Why? Just because, number one, of a belief in myself, right? And I'll just call it a stubbornness that I'm not going to fail.
Okay.
Right? I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to fail. So
it's a mindset.
It is a mindset.
Okay. And how do you keep your mindset strong because we've had, so we talked about already 2020, 2021, kind of 2022, and then interest rates start going up. So how do you keep a mindset of kind of like chaos and homes just selling like that off the market to, oh no, interest rates are going up. But obviously you still did an awesome job, right? So how do you keep your mindset strong to where it's like, oh, this is just like what it is.
Right.
This is what we got to do.
A couple things on that. So for me, number one, during that time, I made the decision a few years ago that as the market was shifting, right, that there's opportunity here, and I wanted to increase my market share, right? And I've done that. So number one is just making a decision. A lot of people look at what's going on or how things have changed the past few years as doom and gloom, right? And I looked at it as an opportunity. And then number two, the mindset was, not going to give up. I'm going to achieve these things. And if you go back. You said, just want to make sure I'm clarifying. I got focused on that first piece, but your point was the market, right? And what shifted, and how did I get?
And how do you keep your mindset?
How to keep mindset? Well, I think the second piece of that was how do you look at things, right? So again, I choose to look at it. There's transactions. There's still homes that are being sold. There's still buyers that are out there. I just need to find them. I need to find these people so that I can help them. Instead of and I've been around a lot of agents, people that they look at it and how they talk about it. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't. The interest rates are so bad, Well, how do you choose to look at it? Is it bad or is it not? Right? Can it be bad for somebody? Maybe. If someone asks me, is it a great time to buy? Well, it depends. If you're in a position to buy, then it's a great time to buy. If you can't right now, then no, it's not for you. But it's really his mindset. So how do you do that? I think is just, again, abundance. You have to come from a place of abundance and not be scarcity. There's business out there. How do you present yourself? Am I going to be able to provide a value to the people that I serve? And how do I do that, right? And I educate them and do what I can to help and serve them through the journey.
I love that. And are you big on personal growth?
Yes.
Yes? What books are you reading? Or do you recommend?
Do I recommend?
Maybe that you've read, or what are you currently reading? What do you listen to? So that's all about your mindset too.
It is, right? And it's a great point. So I've been all over the place these past couple of years, but I've read a lot. I don't read anything that is not going to help me grow and learn, right? One of the books I really love is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Have you heard of it?
I have heard of it.
All right. So I love that. It's an interesting book, but again, it goes into the mindset of regardless of your circumstances and situation, right? It's what do you do and how do you look at yourself and how do you respond? Right now, I'll be honest with you, I can't remember the name of the book that I'm reading. I've been toying with that and the Bible that I just got, but I can't remember the name, but it's really about personalities and connecting with people. And I just can't remember the name. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, Jeff. Well, I kind of was bouncing all over the place. And I feel like I end on the piece of advice, but I just want to end today a special thank you. I know I already said thank you, but I want to thank you again because it takes a certain type of person. I'm going to get emotional, but it takes a certain type of person to join the military and to serve 27 years of your life to protect this country and people. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I know so many of us. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I appreciate that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Was not going to cry.
Okay.
And then one more time, where can people follow you?
I'm on Instagram, jeff.the.vet.realtor.
Okay.
And then I do use Facebook a little bit, but it's Peerless Way RE.
Okay.
Is where I'm at there. LinkedIn as well. But if you were to just Google my name, you can pull me up there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here with me today. I really do appreciate you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
And of course.
Appreciate the conversation.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please rate us, like us, and share this podcast with our real estate community. The Nova Show Real Estate Record, sharing raw stories of real estate, failures, lessons, wins, and successes. This is all from Novation Title, bringing a different experience into your world so that we can all uplift each other. Until next time.